Hey, everybody. What's up? Hey, Sporking. I see you out there.
Hello.
I see Steve and Obi Wang Ravioli and the Planet Will. I'm here with MauLer. Hi, MauLer.
Hello. How you doing?
I'm good. You still awake?
Yeah. I'm here. Good to go. Good to chat.
We just got finished watching Alien Earth, and it's been a minute since we've done one of our live reviews of a TV show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, MauLer,
end of season 2 of House of Dragon, right?
Yeah. You know, I used to do these back in the day, like 5 or 6 a year. There'd be 5 or 6 TV shows I'd do a year. Now there's like one a year, maybe 2.
Well, we would have done Mobland had we known what we were dealing with, you know?
Yeah.
Season 2, though.
Season 2. We will do season 2. Oh, hell yeah, we're going to do Gentleman. Well, we can't. Well, we'll do one on the Gentleman.
Do one,
I guess we can do one. Fucking dropping it all at once. And I'll probably do Reacher with Ryan. So we're gonna spoil it.
I was about to say, like, anyone who worried about spoilers, there's nothing to spoil. Everything we could tell you will help you decide if you want to see the show.
Yes.
Because nothing we could tell you right now about anything we've seen is going to spoil your experience of watching the first 2 episodes, I don't think.
No. I've liked Noah Hawley's previous work in Fargo and the first couple of seasons of Legion. Season 3 sucked. This is season 3 of Legion, Noah Hawley. This was rough.
Yeah.
And I'm bummed. You know, hey, sure, it's another brunette woman going up against aliens, but it's different this time, right, MauLer? It's totally different.
It both is and isn't. It isn't in the sense that it's very deliberately copying loads of stuff once again, everything that we expected, but it isn't in the sense that it's like, hey, we're going to do some world building. We're going to give you different settings, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
Where the ship, it's not on space, it's on the Earth, all right? It's different. And then, you know, the whole thing of androids versus hybrids versus what am I missing there?
Cyborgs.
Yeah, cyborgs.
Aliens. And
different alien species, yeah.
Different alien species. These are all like concepts like, fucking let's go.
Yeah.
Let's do this. This sounds great. Sounds awesome. And it looks good. Like the ships, just like with Alien Romulus, the sets are fantastic. Analog stuff. It looks like Ridley Scott's Alien. Doesn't feel like it at all. They literally repeat like
they almost recreate it. Like it's the only thing different is just the actors and the individual pieces of dialogue. But and you could be like, yeah, they're doing that on purpose. And I'm just like, I don't know why. I'm not sure how you think you benefit from just trying to recreate all of the opening of Alien.
But they did. And like I was going in this cold, like neither of us liked Alien Romulus. It was a greatest hits album done by a cover band.
And a drunk cover band.
And I feel like there's a lot of that going on with this. And I've been waiting for aliens to come to Earth forever. Like, this is what I wanted. This is what I want. But this is a prequel, by the way. This all takes place before Romulus, before
Alien, and
after Alien. Yeah, and after Covenant.
Not that anyone remembers what happens in that movie.
I don't remember what happened in Alien Covenant, dude. Wait. Michael
he's experimenting with all the cryotubed like people and alien embryos and stuff. Yeah.
And he kills the engineer species, right? And turns them all into
melts them
all. So not much happens. What we find out,
not for 2 hours.
This is 2 hours, and it's a lot of I'll keep it brief. It's a bunch of people I don't know talking to each other. I have no fucking idea what their names are. I don't know who I don't know anything about their character. They just introduce people, kill them, introduce a new group of people, and we're just supposed to be familiar. and then they kill him again. And I'm like, who other than the alien, who I'm clearly rooting for? I don't know who the fuck anybody is. The only person that's interesting is the cyborg black guy from the first ship. So there's a ship in space that's a Weyland-Yutani ship that has some specimens. And these specimens are the most important thing. The crew of this ship is like one guy, of course, a white guy, says, hey, we should probably just eject it and go home. We're burning too much fuel. Our comms are down. Everything's weird. And then we jump away from the ship, MauLer, and then we meet Wendy, but it's not Wendy. It's a child. It's a child dying of cancer of some kind.
Yes, so they're introducing a whole new thing in this, which is, if anyone's seen the movie Transcendence, they do it as a couple of the sci-fi concepts, but in the alien world, Prodigy is a and they very much make clear to us, Prodigy is a smaller company, but it's a rival to Weyland-Yutani. Never heard of it before, of course, but that's okay because they'll be gone by the time this show wraps up, I'm sure. Anyway, run by a trillionaire tech bro, young guy who's like, I'm going to revolutionize intelligence. We're afraid of what AI might become, but what if we advance humanity? And so that's his thing. He wants to create a really intelligent mind. So his plan is to put a human mind into a robot body. Unfortunately, you cannot put adult minds into a robot body because they're too stiff, is what they say.
Stiff.
So you got to do it with a child's mind. And so he picks a bunch of terminally ill children, gives them the offer, they all accept. And we see in the opening, I think, like 20 minutes, a bunch of them get transferred into adult android bodies, and they're considered hybrids. So, of course, that's all brand new shit to this universe, and it's set before, so it's obviously immediately going to cause problems of like, well, wait, nobody ever talked about this, nobody ever used this. And so they're going to be like, yeah, well, it's just going to get wrapped up by the end of this. They'll all die or be discontinued. That's what'll happen.
Yeah, because like these super soldier children would have come in handy in Aliens. You wouldn't have had to kill all those Marines.
Well, and it's also immortality to an extent.
They're immortal. They have superpowers. Wendy can jump off a cliff onto a sandy beach and land on it without like impacting into the sand, as you pointed out, MauLer.
Yeah,
like
she's just
boom,
boom, boom
on the sand after jumping like 150 feet. Real quick, they talk about 5 corporations. They talk about Prodigy. It's run basically by Mark Zuckerberg. And we find this out with the initial crew, who all dies, that we take a time to get to know, because one guy doesn't know his social studies, so it gets explained to us. So it's not
the world building just getting rolled out sentence by sentence, and someone's just like, why are you doing that? And he's like, because he doesn't know. He didn't take social studies. I am teaching him all of the world. It's like, oh my God.
The exposition is explained to the viewer, like you're a 12-year-old child. But it is very inauthentic. Like they're clearly talking about shit they should know already, like the cargo. They should know that the cargo is precious and they can eject it, and like they're just repeating shit that the captain should certainly know and the crew should certainly know, but we don't know. See, so they got to tell us instead of showing us, which they could easily do through a communication or anything. So this is like really pedestrian, clunky writing. And then the editing. Let's not even get into the editing. It is whack. It's fucking whack.
So something now in retrospect I realized that they did is the crew of the initial few minutes of the film, they give us that like just like Alien intro, and then when we cut back to them, they're all basically dead. The implication being they've been on their own Alien film. They've done all of what happens in Alien on their ship. But when they're shown in their pods or hanging out or just staring at a poster or something, it'll do a flash of their death. So take, for example, just some girl is in the cryo chamber. It'll flash her getting eaten by something. And it'll be like, see, that's how she died. It's like, what? But why?
I just thought of something. The character we know most about is the creepy Asian dude who was watching people sleep.
Yeah,
they were clearly setting him up for something.
What? Do you think he'll come back or something?
God, I hope so. They spent so much time on creepy Asian dude watching people sleep.
We thought we were very confused by that. Is he an android? Is that the meme? I don't know.
Maybe he shows up later. He didn't show up in the first 2 episodes. But
Yeah.
so that crew, they jump back to them before the ship crashes. But first, let's talk about a big point that you went over. Is they set up in the beginning of the episode a bunch of dead children are served up to Mark Zuckerberg to put into synthetic bodies. Now, I know anybody who watched Star Trek Picard is getting a little STD right now, and you should be. But and MauLer talked about transcendence. But that's a really interesting idea. Like, okay, you need to put these children in adult bodies because their minds are more malleable. And then we got to start talking about the nature of consciousness. MauLer, wouldn't you think this would be a good opportunity to talk about the nature of consciousness? What's a soul? Is it do they die? Are they copied?
We're in Blade Runner territory. So
we are in serious Blade Runner territory. It
is after the procedure is complete and she's gotten used to her body already that she goes and talks to them. She's like, so what am I? It's like, you don't think that would have been asked before you even did the procedure? Like, what will I be?
No, when Mark Zuckerberg comes in and explains, like, you're special, you're going to be transferred. It's like, she should know all this shit by now. She's about to get transferred.
Also, wouldn't her dad have been with her for that procedure?
Somebody, or at least flashback to the dad saying goodbye or something. We get flashbacks of her with her dad, but it's like double exposure flashbacks of him playing a guitar. And it's Noah Hawley, by the way. It's the series creator. He had the self-insert.
Whenever they don't have exposition and they have someone having an expression, or they say a line that relates to something that you could have misinterpreted, they will overlay the scene they're referencing on top. They did this so many times. I wanted to kill myself. This is embarrassing editing. Please never do this.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is supposed to, okay, you want to have the look and feel of a Ridley Scott film. It's produced by Ridley Scott, and this is the most un-Ridley Scott thing I've ever seen. Like,
the
even bad.
Yeah, is when Vader says, so you've come to accept the truth that I am your father, that sort of thing. It would like overlay. This, at the end of Empire, that scene as they're speaking.
No, they would go, I am your, I'm your father, and overlay Anakin's face.
Little baby getting born, they overlay that. See, that's Luke, just so you know.
It's like, oh, you're my sister, and little baby Leia. Yeah, they would have done that. So yeah, like all these really interesting concepts are introduced in this show. Like there are there's probably 3 or 4 that you probably could have just done one show on, right? But no, they just introduced everything. So we have a super synthetic hybrid being that has the consciousness of a human, but it's a 12-year-old girl, right?
Yes.
Which could present some problems if this series goes on and maybe she has, I don't know, a little romance with another adult or something like that. Wouldn't that be fucking weird? But that would be Hollywood.
You have a 12-year-old put into an adult's body, and you have to try and express what it's like, the experience, especially being a robot body. And the first thing the writers had to talk about is her boobs.
Yep.
It's like, okay, you couldn't have talked. Okay, oh well, never mind. And they barely talk at all about the experience of being a human inside a robot.
No, they briefly explain that there's no serotonin, there's no dopamine, so there's no emotion. So they program the emotions, and they minimize it. And woman scientist was talking to Timothy Oliphant, and she's like, maybe I should, dial him up a little bit. And he turns around and goes, we've already talked about this. We can't do it. So their emotions are suppressed, but it's still an adult acting like a 12-year-old girl. And there's a bunch of children, and I don't know what their fucking names are. So we set up that the girl's name, Wendy, is not her name. She gave her hybrid copy the name Wendy.
Peter Pan, right?
Yes, because there's a bunch of Peter Pan shit in this bunch. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They call it Neverland, and they show the cartoon. It's real subtle, MauLer. They read out of the book. It's super subtle.
Overlay it a couple times.
Along with Ice Age, which is what the hell. So she, misses her brother and she spies on her brother, whatever. That's what they're doing. In the meantime, we go back to the crew. So we do this whole setup, which is done in pretty there's I don't know if we've mentioned it. There is zero characterization in this show. Like zero.
It is dry as hell to the point where we got. Do you remember when they're leaving to go to the crash site, which is very far into this 2-hour journey? Timothy Oliphant, we were like, he's kind of interesting. He starts talking about how humans are animals and they try to avoid being eaten, but ultimately they could become eaten again if they encounter a food chain animal bigger than them. We had this moment of, who the hell is this guy?
Comes out of nowhere and is like, why are you talking to a 12-year-old girl like this on her first mission, which we'll get to, because the mission is retarded. So the things they've introduced in this is new forms of synthetic. So there's a cyborg and there's a hybrid, and then there's a synthetic. Yeah. They've also introduced new alien species, which we'll get to. They've also introduced Earth. We've never seen Earth. And they throw everything at you and don't explain a fucking thing. Like nothing.
It's all very declarative, just like, this is this, this is this, this is this, bye. And you're like, huh? Here
we go. We're off. So we're going to go back to the ship now. Last time we saw the crew, they were just like, hey, we're going to Earth. Comms are down. Don't get rid of the specimens. Blah, 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 blah. So we were wondering, like, well, they're all fucking dead. I wonder how they're gonna die. Is the cyborg has been acting, shady. The only thing he cares about is the specimen. Oh, by the way, this cyborg has like an arm that tools come out of,
we see
a welding tool, a blade.
Yeah.
Wow, that would have been handy to have a guy like that in Alien or Aliens.
Oh well, they
Alien Romulus.
Them. Not allowed. It's a Weyland-Yutani cyborg, and we didn't see them at all in those films. Okay.
Huh. Not even explained. Going, we had this old model that could like weld shit with his arm and everything. Crazy, right? But they were crazy. They were psycho.
They went nuts and killed everybody.
they had cyborg AIDS or something, whatever. So basically, we get in mid-attack, like a xenomorph gets out. How they captured a xenomorph? Was it one
they
that
got it with that goo?
Yeah. So it kills everybody except for one girl. And the black cyborg guy's in with Mother, and she's banging on the door, and it's some of the worst acting I've ever seen. Because if you have a giant monster, it's ripped your entire fucking crew up, and she's banging on the door, going, "Hey,
hey, let me in.
Let me in. There's like this thing like totally after me. Let me in." My acting was better. Right. I was
going to say, I kind of believed it.
Did you feel it? I had motivation. I found my motivation. I thought about my mother. No, but and my father. And she gets killed because he gets his cyborg arm out and welds the door. And then the xenomorph, which was practical for most of it, when they go CG with it, it looks bad. It looks fucking bad. But the practical xenomorph looks cool, and he's like headbutting his way into the door. And Black Cyborg is saying crew is dead. He goes into his little panic room and sets the ship to go crash on Earth because they need to get these specimens to Weyland-Yutani. You think they could have crashed it a little more accurately? I mean,
they can organize it with Weyland-Yutani.
They could.
They have communication with them. Crash deliberately in an ocean that's nearer to some kind of facility, or not even an ocean, anywhere, a desert, for example.
It's 100 years in the future, so I'm guessing they could, even if the ship couldn't communicate, that Weyland-Yutani was tracking it. With a satellite, with a fucking space drone, whatever. So it coordinates the crash. It does hit a space station, and it lands in. So apparently on Earth, territories are owned by corporations. So we got a Prodigy territory. They also own planets. They explain this, like the moon is owned by somebody else, but Saturn and Mars and Uranus are owned by Weyland-Yutani or whatever. And the ship crashes in the Prodigy city. Crashes into two towers.
And so,
MauLer pointed out.
They are planned to crash with communication from Weyland-Yutani,
Yes.
yet for some reason they don't arrive for ages. They don't even get involved for ages. There's no alert for this interstellar, traveling technological advanced humanity race.
Yeah.
We're all like jump scared by a fucking crashing spaceship, even though they'd obviously detect it before it got anywhere near Earth. Obviously. And there's no accounting for it, no communications with it, no attempt to bring it down, to stop it, to blow it up, to search and rescue immediately. It's just a team that seemed to be surprised that it crash lands and goes, yeah, we'll go inspect it.
So 100 years in the future, I mean, okay, a Chinese balloon flew over our entire country before we did something. But there's 100 years in the future, they'd probably be able to detect a ship. Weyland-Yutani would probably know about their ship with this precious cargo. And as MauLer pointed out, they were just like, oh, look at that. That's crazy. There's a ship coming over. And it was supposed to be, and it's basically Alien 9/11. That's what it is.
Horrifying. Changed everything forever.
The xenomorph screamed Allahu Akbar.
But it was just bizarre because the idea is that it is a Weyland-Yutani owned ship, and the cyborg inside is doing everything he can to protect the cargo for them. But Prodigy are the ones that have gotten people to the ship first because they own the territory, and it is illegal for Weyland-Yutani to do anything. Which, of course, there must be excuses that you can make legally if it's people who are dying on your ship. That just crash landed. There's no way that would hold up. And even if it did, it would be a fine at best. And Weyland-Yutani aren't going to give a fuck about that compared to literal alien specimens they've been searching for X amount of time. So, no, I didn't buy it at all. They have this call with Yutani at some point where she's like, I want to go over there. And he's like, yeah, but you can't. And they do the thing of, I don't need to tell you that it's illegal for you to come here.
Yep. And I've got lawyers and you got lawyers and we could sign a treaty, blah, 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 blah. And then you said, Weyland-Yutani would just go, fuck you, and fly a fucking ship there.
They would have mercenaries that are designed no serial numbers on anything they work with. And they're just, if they're caught, they're dead, that sort of team.
They would have their own Weyland-Yutani BlackRock going in there and fucking some shit up. But no, the ship crashes. The Prodigy security team, which all looks like they're program analysts at Google, go down and there's carnage, there's a bunch of death, dude's on fire, and they go into the building that the ship crashed into, and nobody calls backup.
The first instance of backup is way later.
And or hazmat. Nobody calls any hazmat. We don't know what this ship has. Maybe the ship itself is leaking radioactive material. We don't know. This would be a hazmat scene. They would want to clear the area.
It is a science facility spaceship thing, and as much as you might be like, well, maybe they don't know the class of the ship, which they absolutely fucking should already, by the way, but they eventually go in and discover it's all failed experiments. There's blood everywhere, there's all kinds of fluids they don't understand, alien life everywhere, and they're just like,
don't call any backup, don't think to call anybody. They just go, let's keep going. What did the black girl say again? Don't what's the author's name?
Yeah, don't.
Oh my God, I forgot it now.
Because it's some lame contemporary well, for them it wouldn't be, but you know what I mean.
Who wrote? Oh God, they did a Doctor Who episode on her.
Agatha Christie,
that shit, or whatever.
She says Agatha Christie that shit, or whatever.
She said, "Don't Agatha Christie this shit." Bish. That's right, chat. Bish. So don't investigate anything. The medic, by the way, is Wendy's brother. And she's been spying on him the whole time, and she wants to reconnect with her brother. So they're running around this building. There's fucking blood everywhere. And it's five, right? It's more than that. It's like 10.
Something like that.
10 or 12 of them. It's a dozen of them. in a giant building with a giant spaceship. No backup coming, nothing. So they're running, and it's a lot of running around hallways going, ooh, what's this? And
then get eaten.
And hey, person I don't know name of to person I don't know name of. Don't go in there. Oh shit, I went in there. And now
oh no, two of them got eaten by blood-sucking ticks, and we didn't even know their names.
We didn't even know their names. We didn't even know their names. And the cyborg let him die. So Prodigy, what's the last name? The boy, the genius, the boy genius, his name is
Cavalier.
Boy Cavalier. Mark Zuckerberg is named Boy Cavalier. And he's got these 12 children, super soldiers, and
Nice.
Wendy.
Why is that real that you just said that? It's true. It's real.
Yes, it is. And Wendy's like, hey, we should go and take care of this problem when they're looking at it going, now we should send our troops in or whatever. And they're like, no, let us do it. The most expensive, precious cargo you own. You just created immortality with these 12 little children.
No training, no experience,
none.
Very volatile minds, by the way. You have no idea what you're dealing with. There's reason to believe they have this information. We only find that they're out that they knew this in episode 2. They can manipulate the code of machines at will at range.
Yep. Oh, and they have spider. Well, at least Wendy has spider sense.
Yeah. So as opposed to sending in a team of mercenaries to collect the cargo safely and get out of there, they're going to send a team of, is it 12 children, or they are 12? There's like 8 of them.
It's 12. Yeah, it felt like that.
Whatever. There's a team of child-minded super robots that can all control the internet going in to collect the cargo for some reason.
Because she wanted to find her brother, and the guy's like, yeah, sure, go. And she's like, we don't break. And it's like, yeah, you do.
You definitely
yes, you do. If you got shot by a fucking bazooka, you'd fucking break. You know,
and just to make sure people understand by listening, we're talking about people who they're being sent in to secure this sort of stuff. When they walk in, they go, ooh, is that blood? Ooh. And then someone be like, ew, gross.
Yep. So they might be intelligent. We're not sure like how much intelligence is programmed into the hybrid, but they are not mature and they have no experience. So, and they're being led by another, it turns out Timothy Oliphant is a cyborg or a synth. Do we know yet?
I assume he's a synth.
I think he's a synth. And how did you describe it? Like he has all the knowledge, but no wisdom.
I think that was something they implied about him. Yeah. He says he's been uploaded with like every philosopher's everything, but he can't like make use of it into an intelligent wisdom.
Yep. So he's very pragmatic and just get the job done like most of the synths are. So he's leading them in there. And they go. And before Wendy leaves, she gets a little sword thing.
Yeah.
Which she magnetically sticks to her back or something.
I wasn't sure. I think so, yeah.
Yep, because she's a weeb. I don't fucking know. Like why would she grab? Like, I'm gonna go grab a sword Z.
Why not?
She grabs the sword. Why not? Why the fuck not? And they send them out, and then we spend a lot of time with them flying out. And dude, we get one of the most confusing fly. Okay, so at the end of, is this the end of the first episode or the beginning of the second?
That they're flying.
Well, they're flying out, and the brother's trapped in the elevator.
Yeah.
So the brother and like a couple of the guards get killed by a tick. So there's the other aliens. So the aliens, there's an eyeball tentacle alien, which is my favorite, our favorite, by the way.
We rooting for that guy.
We're rooting for him. He's a tenacious little motherfucker. And then there's a giant plant-looking testicle alien
that they're gonna pay off later.
And then there's the ticks, and then there's the xenomorph. They said there's 5.
Man, have we already gone through? Like, that sucks. You'd think it'd be a little bit more interesting, but oh well.
Yeah. We kind of wondered if too bad there wasn't a nice alien. Like they open it up. He's like, hey, how's it going? Yeah, those guys are crazy, man. Wow.
No hard feelings about the capturing me thing.
No hard,
let me go. Yeah, let me go.
Can I hit the loo? you know. So those are the other aliens that they have to deal with, and then there's the giant xenomorph that's laying eggs. So the black Bish and other IT guy and Wendy's brother are go to a stairway, right? That's hollowed out at this point from destruction.
Man, we go to that stairway so many times.
I know, and they go up or down. It's like, what does it? You pointed out, like, what does it fucking matter? This place is so big; they're not going to cover anything. What are they doing? Just wait for your fucking backup.
There are 3 dudes, or 2 dudes and a girl, checking out like one of 1,000 floors of which one they're going to check out first. It's like, you're not going to be able to clear one level.
Nope.
What are you doing?
So they somehow magically, these unathletic people were able to jump across this huge fucking hole.
But why? It's like, how are you getting back up, guys?
I don't know. They could have just walked up the fucking stairs.
Yeah, or leave. Be like, this is beyond us, I think. I don't think we can do anything about this.
So there's a hole above one, and Wendy's brother, whose name I do not know, I don't know anybody's name, and I don't care, senses something and sees something move, and it's a xenomorph, right? So he jumps over because he was hesitating on jumping because he is like weighs $105 soaking wet. So he jumps over. Xenomorph chases him into an elevator. He closes the elevator and then finally decides to call somebody and goes, there's this giant creature and she's after me. And MauLer and I are like, how in the fuck did he know it was a she? Did he like see her vag and tits? It's a xenomorph. Why would you call a giant creature a she? And he
happens to be right.
Yeah, and he happens to be right. But we're like, you would call it an it. Shut the fuck up, she.
Because as you pointed out, I think he does call it an it. He says like it's released, or he says it at some point, and then he calls it a she. It's like,
He goes from it to she. I wonder why. And it's because it's laying eggs. It's because it's laying eggs, and they had to point out, but it was like nobody would fucking say that. They would say there's a giant fucking thing, teeth and shit.
And so it says,
I gotta get his pronouns right.
It's always a queen in these movies because they need more eggs. There's always a fucking queen.
Yep. Never any dude aliens. Never any dudes fighting aliens. It's always some skinny British, not British, but skinny brunette chick.
Well, they've upgraded out skinny British child.
A child, yeah, with like bangs. And so that's where they end it. Like he's trapped in the elevator, and that's when we get this flashback that starts with him.
Oh, this is funny.
This is crazy. So we finally get a flat to the point where like we're so desperate for characters, because I usually don't like flashbacks, but MauLer and I are going, oh, thank God, a flashback. We're gonna find out who these fucking people are. Thank God. So it starts out from his perspective. And he's it goes one day earlier. MauLer goes, fuck. And he wants to quit. He wants to quit because his sister died or something like that. And he's talking to an AI robot. And then it shifts. The flashback all of a sudden goes to Wendy's perspective. And now it's Wendy's flashback.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
It's like, because I was just going with it, and you were like, well, hang on, if it was his flashback, then why are we seeing it from her POV?
Mm-hmm.
And as though that wasn't funny enough, the camera then pulls back and people are watching her watching him. So it's now their flashback.
What is going on here? So she's watching him, they're watching her, and she is manipulating. This is where we find out that she can manipulate machines, and she actually says, yes, you can quit. Or something like that. And they were like, oh my God, she can manipulate machines. It's like, you designed this shit. You didn't think it was possible? Like you didn't, whatever. Okay. What the fuck ever. So she's a super person. So we get this flashback, and that was it. That was the flashback. Oh, how about the small talk between guy science? There's not too many humans in this, right?
No.
So all the humans are kind of fucking evil and dipshits.
Oh, yeah, and all the major, most experienced veteran positions, be it scientist, military, or just the organization, they're all played by, like, young or stupid or irrelevant or no presence people. There's no like people at all that say to you like, oh, they've been doing this for ages, they know what they're talking about. Like the way that shit gets explained is from people who sound like they are actors who came onto the set today to play this character.
Day rate players.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel at all authentic.
So there's some small talk between Science Guy and Wendy in the lab. And she's all sitting in her chair, like, doing this because she's a 12-year-old, right?
Yep.
And she goes, why haven't you had any kids? Now, like, if a kid asked me that question, and, you know, it's just, you give a really brief answer. You just go, oh, we tried. Maybe. Scientist Guy turns around and goes, well, me and my wife have tried, but I have a low sperm count.
Why would you say that to a 12-year-old?
Why would you say that to a 12-year-old? What the fuck?
Most people would just say like, yeah, we're gonna have kids at some point. And
we're trying.
Yeah,
you know?
it's gonna be great. But no, you needed to say that.
Oh God. And you know what? I was so like flummoxed by that stupid fucking line. I know it was trying to make some point about I didn't care. I'm like, nobody would fucking say that to a 12-year-old. And it was just to cuck the dude anyway. I mean, that's God, I hate fucking modern writing. I hate modern writing so much. So so they run around the building. The building collapses on the ship eventually. The xenomorph is out. The ticks have killed people, and they finally, after a very long time, they finally send the troop of kids in. And guess what they do, MauLer? You know what they do? They walk around a bunch of fucking hallways.
Not understanding anything, even asking when they separate, what are our orders? Like, what are we supposed to even do?
No, Wendy doesn't even she just goes in because she wants to find her brother, and everybody just follows her, right?
Yep.
Two troops come up a room that apparently didn't hear the spaceship crash, the giant spaceship, like half the size of a Star Destroyer, crash into a fucking ship to the buildings, and they're having a party, and they're dressed as aristocrats because there's supposed to be a point. There's a message here, MauLer.
I think I got it.
Did you get the message? It was a little subtle.
They were having a feast, and then they became a part of it.
They were having a feast. And then the xenomorph went in and killed them all, and they became the feast. And there's some kind of elitist capitalism message here that I just not getting, but there is a shot with all the people dressed as French aristocrats, and they're just bloodied, and they're mixed with the food, and and they're all sitting perfectly at the table.
Yeah, as if none of them got up and ran. Like, it's
subtlety with the messaging right there. So
I guess maybe because we haven't properly focused on it to this point, but the xenomorph's killed a lot of people right now, and it only is a psycho jump scare, like, I'm gonna get you, blah, 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 blah. Like, it does that all the time. It doesn't kill you from the shadows and makes everyone wonder what happened to you. Everyone knows what happened. It basically says like, I am here. Yep. Jumps on people. It's like,
and I'll slow down when I need to, when I'm chasing characters who clearly need to live.
Yeah, it's like stab, decapitate, stab. Oh, main character, throw.
So it was hiding behind some glass or something because the brother walks in. He survives all this, the Wendy's brother, and it jumps out. And this is the first time we get like CG alien, and it looks terrible, like utterly terrible. And it takes its time to kill him for some reason, and then it gets stunned. They have a weapon that can stun an alien,
shot by a stun laser thing,
like a stun laser thing, by the cyborg with the knife hand. And then he puts out some webbing. He gets this little spider webbing, and he puts it in a little webbing.
I will admit, this was such a like, I'm sorry, what? He like wraps it in goo that's a web, and it encrusts it into like a little shell. And you don't have to do sci-fi shit. It could have just been a net.
Yeah. You could have just dragged it by its fucking tail at this point, but they needed to cover it up for the next scene, right? So he stuns the brother, who is injured, I think. And then he drags it to the elevator, which is still working in this building that's collapsed. And all the cameras are working too, by the way. This is like War of the Worlds, where the aliens invaded, but all the satellites and cell phones and shit were still working, and Amazon cards were still good. Same thing. And then a bunch of troops. Then the rest of the troops show up. Where the fuck they were, I don't know. And they're like, "Sir, you're gonna have to leave the building. And what do you got in your bag?" And he's got supplies. And then the bag starts moving. And then they're gonna cuff him. And he's all, "I'm the least of your problems now." And the alien gets out and just rips everybody to shreds behind him, though, so we don't see it.
It's so lame, dude. Because the writers were like, "Okay, we got to get the alien back out." But if the alien were to actually breach his little fucking hidey thing, then he would just stun it. So what are we gonna do? It's like, what if we have this deliberate shot to show he puts down the rifle because he's dealing with the elevator, and then we teleport Marines behind him? That'll do it.
That'll do it.
As if he wouldn't have heard them coming from wherever the hell they came from.
Fuck if I know. Dude, I don't know where everything. There's no mental map of this. That's an important thing when you are when you're making scripted entertainment. You have to know where people are and know of the environment and know the size of it. And you made a great point about this giant building and giant spaceship, which was, it felt like what, 15 rooms.
On the mental map things, like when they opened that door and the aristocrat answered, I was like, where the fuck are we? Like, what is happening? And it's just like, oh, these guys haven't noticed that a Star Destroyer has crashed into their building. And when they're told, like, evacuate, it's dangerous, they're like, no.
Nah. Nope.
Okay.
They're all, I know the owner or some shit like that.
Yeah, until he tells me, I will not leave.
He tells me we go to the same club. Oh, by the way, that guy was like ripped in half. And I mean, not at his legs, like up to here, and he was still alive somehow and crawling. Not really sure how that works. You're dead instantly with that, but whatever.
Okay,
whatever.
It's awesome.
So Xenomorph gets away, Cyborg guy gets away, and then Wendy finally reunites with her brother. So this is a great dramatic opportunity here, would you say, MauLer? So you have a brother who thinks his sister is dead, and now his sister is in another body, and some adult rolls up, because this is a 12-year-old girl going, "I'm your sister," and he's like, "What? You're dead." And you're like, okay, this is something we could play with for like an entire season, right?
Yeah,
like,
you've got the angle of he's properly dealt with her being dead, so her being back at all in any way, shape, or fashion is already too much for him to deal with. The idea that this was done without consulting him, or that maybe she was too young to understand what was happening to her, and that this is disgusting on like a consent level. But then there's also, what are you and what has happened to you? And are you just a corrupted, horrifying version of someone who is dead? You're not her. You just think you are, kind of the stuff they were too cowardly to do in Ironheart. And to deal with all of these things, I'm more than happy for him to eventually get to a point of being like, I don't care, you're her to me, sort of thing.
Yep.
Right at the end of the season, fine with me. You could maybe get there, but yeah, you got to deal with all those things. And since these are our main two characters, it's like, okay, I have no idea who you two are, but at least we can have these conversations.
And that's the way we would get to know you, through this conflict of, you aren't my sister. My sister's dead. You're a fucking monster. I'd be angry. I'd be angry at anybody who imprinted my sister's. That's what I would go. If somebody imprinted your memories on a fucking robot, where is that guy? I'm going to fucking strangle him. Shit like that you could have played with. And that way you would have gotten to know both of these characters. Nope. He just goes, "What did I say on Christmas?" And she said, "I think my thumb's a toe," or some shit. And they hug, and that's it.
They hug, and the music swells like crazy. It's like, da, da, da. Like, we did it. And it's just like, what the fuck? You met her like 5 seconds ago.
I love what you said. It's official. They did the music.
It's done. We did it.
Oh, dude. It's such like another missed opportunity. So you're on Earth, and you can like world build with Earth. You can like establish some rules or something like that. You have different alien species. That's great for Alien. You got a cool little eyeball tentacly, and the aliens aren't that like outside of the xenomorph. They're just like little buggy things. They're like whatever the fuck they are. So the kids run around, right? So that's dealt with. That's done. The other kids find the little alien eye bug, and it's in a cat, because remember, there's cats in Alien. MauLer, remember they had the cat.
Yeah.
So this was like a zombie cat, and it's like, and its eye is bulging, and its eye comes out, and it's the little tentacly thing. But I mean, it couldn't live inside of any of these synths. They even mentioned like we're all white inside, like, you know,
Gooey,
not white supremacy, white gooey. Okay,
good genes.
good genes. Wait, there you go. So the eyeball thing tries to get to one of the little girls. They trap it. Timothy Oliphant comes in and does some little plugs himself into the computer and goes, "This is a science vessel." It's like, no shit. What gave it away? The lab, the specimen.
Oh, dude, when it's like nearing the end of episode 2, one of those fucking idiots says it's like a zoo, but the animals got out.
Really?
This is like, no, it's like a science lab where all the experiments escaped, which is literally what it is. Like, what are you talking about, zoo?
Fucking, oh god. So there's face huggers everywhere. So they figure out, this is 2 episodes in, that they're in a science vessel, having walked through labs with test tubes and broken fucking specimen jars and blood everywhere. And now I was waiting for somebody to go, I think people died here.
It always reminds me of the when they run over that guy in Shaun of the Dead, his arm and leg is broken. They just go, "You all right?"
I just watched that too. God
fucking
damn.
funny.
So fucking good. This not. So they figure all of that out. Xenomorph is still fucking running around. Like, still running around. And I'm trying to keep this fresh in my memory because I'm going to forget all this stuff because nothing happened. I don't know anybody's name. Nothing made any impact. The Xenomorph was...
boy.
What was that?
Except the tentacle boy. He was cool.
Tentacle boy. Yeah, that's our boy right there. So, I mean, basically at the end, she reunites with her brother. She's with another one of the child super soldiers, and the Xenomorph attacks her brother. No, they find the eggs. The eggs. And he puts his head right over it and goes, I think they're eggs. I don't. What gave it away? The shape?
They do a Prometheus in this. The big testicle has a penis that comes out of it, and it looks at one of them, and he goes really close to it, almost like he's about to sniff it, and it looks like it's going to attack him. And then someone else goes, "Hey, come over here." And he's like, "Hang on." And she goes, "Come over here." And he goes, oh, "Okay." And it doesn't do anything. It's like, oh, it's going to do something later, I guess, the big testicle.
Yep. They're going to save it for later. So they find the eggs at the end. They get attacked by the Xenomorph mom. So that's why they said she's a she, because they had to explain the eggs. Attacks the brother. The brother should be fucking dead because the Xenomorph grabs him and then like they fall. Like stories. You know he's gonna live.
Of course.
And then she stops and goes, "You stay here. I'm gonna go after my brother." And then she jumps away. And then the first episode ends with Mob Rules by Black Sabbath, which I thought was sacrilege to put in this. It's the album version, not the heavy metal version. And then the second episode ends with Tool. And that's it.
Sure does.
That was it. It was 2.5 hours. About
something ridiculous.
And it was about 15 minutes of content. So
roundabout.
This is your typical Disney Plus. Let's stretch a movie over 8 episodes at this point.
Yeah, the world building's already pretty nonsensical. The characters are super thin. I have no idea what it's going for thematically yet. There's a bunch of disparate pieces that I imagine once we get to the end of the season we'll understand. And the plot, as much as it's kind of simple, they managed to make it very fucking confusing in terms of why anybody is going any particular place or what the companies are doing. It's and then just loads of filler, and I really don't like the editing choices. As we've mentioned, the sort of set design and the look of everything, and mostly how it's shot. I like all of that. Don't like whoever's editing this. Stop it. Put it down. But stop clicking.
The editing is annoying. Production design is amazing. To give it a compliment, the tech, the ships, the sets look great. Look fucking great. It looks very expensive. Boy, whatever the fuck his name is Jesse Eisenberg's fucking Lex Luthor from Batman versus Superman. He's like He's like talking to Yutani on a fucking iPad, and he's holding it with his feet. I'm waiting for him to take some Jolly Rogers and stick them in somebody's fucking mouth. It's the same vibe.
Yeah, we can't ever do intimidating veteran sort of leaders of an industry anymore, can we? We have to do the dude bro, tech bro idiots who are way over their head and then get eaten by an alien at the end.
Oh, and his motivation, right, to make these hybrid synths isn't for immortality or greatness, or they even brought up another interesting concept. You brought it up too, pointed it out, where she goes, "Well, you just had an eternal consumer. You just made an eternal consumer," which is like, wow, that's kind of cool. He's all, no, I created them because I want to make something smarter than me, because nothing's smarter than me that I can have a conversation with.
And so he put a child into a robot.
Makes all the sense in the world, MauLer.
Totally. I get it. And they're all sitting around. Remember that scene before they get told they're on the mission? They're all like sitting like children talking about pointless shit because of course they're playing child characters. And I'm just saying, like, these are your geniuses that you desperately want to speak to change your life. The ones that go icky, gross, blood.
Icky poo poo. And I can't stress this enough. We don't know any of these characters. There is no characterization. Like, Wendy's shown the most time. The most interesting is the cyborg black dude. By far the most interesting character. And doing the best acting job. And the little eyeball tentacle thing.
Yeah. I guess it's about what I was expecting. I was really not expecting a lot from this.
Nope.
Though I didn't read into what this was going to be about. I only knew from the trailers. I was under the impression, clearly mistaken, that what was going to happen is experimental shit got done with androids and humans, and maybe they escaped, went underground, and the facility was scrapped, and all the technology was, blah, blah, blah. And then she makes a team, and they see the ship crash, so they go on there to scavenge it just before anyone arrives to stop them, and then they encounter the aliens. I thought that was the plot.
And the ship crashes like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Not in the middle of a city.
Turns out the plot is, no, they are children in android bodies that are sent in to retrieve Weyland-Yutani's special cargo for, what were they called again?
Prodigy.
Yeah.
Super original name.
So his Legion is the other one, right? From, like, instead of Skynet, you have these words that are just like, okay, sure. So, got high hopes for this. My major complaint I could give I could like tolerate a lot of the world building fuck ups as well as the plot stuff if I had characters.
Mm-hmm.
If I cared about these people, but I don't know who any of these people are.
No,
and it's been 2 hours, inexcusable. 2 hours is way more than you need.
Plot was serviced at the cost of characterization. Like, I don't care about any of these people. I can see why IGN loved it, because it's something you could pretty much watch while you're reading your phone.
Do you remember?
Not miss much.
You rewatched Shaun of the Dead recently, right?
Yes.
So the opening 3 minutes of that film, do you remember? Is Liz is explaining to Shaun why she thinks their relationship is in a rut. And the way they film it is it goes from him to her to him to her, like shot, reverse shot. And then she'll say something about how he spends too much time with Ed. Ed's possibly not a great influence. She goes, it's not that I don't like Ed. It's not that I don't like you. And the camera pans over and he's sitting right there and he's like, I know. And then, of course, this, the same thing is said for her two friends. And he says, yeah, it's not that I don't like them. It's not that I don't like you guys. And the camera pans the other way and they're sitting there too. And all of Daft's dialogue is he knows things he shouldn't about their relationship unless he cares a little too much. He knows like the dates of when they met and what he should be doing as a good boyfriend and all this sort of stuff. It's like, kind of weird. She's a bit vacant. The girlfriend Ed is a bad influence, likes messing around. The fact that he says like, can I get any you fuckers a drink or something like that? When they try to have a serious conversation or something. My point is, 3 minutes. And you find out Shaun just wants to go to the pub, have some beer, and chill out. And his girlfriend is telling him, you need to do more in life. There's more to live for. That Daft is like kind of obsessed about her and a rival to Shaun. Ed is his bad influence high school friend who's dragging him down. And then there's the other girlfriend. 3 minutes.
Yeah.
This is 2 hours.
Over 2 hours, and I know nothing. Know nothing. Let's get to you guys. Fucking and we got a Predator movie coming, MauLer. There's another fucking Predator. It's like
another woman with weird haircut. Because that's what we do with all of them for some reason.
Women with weird haircuts fighting big bad aliens because we don't want like Arnold Schwarzeneggers or something fighting aliens now. God damn it. All right. But we're gonna go to you guys now. We're gonna go. Thanks for being here, by the way. Yes,
yeah.
we were not impressed, and I don't know. I didn't have high expectations, but I didn't think it would be this bad because Noah Hawley's pretty good in the past. But
first thing I'll be telling Fringy when he asks me about this is they put children into robots and send them in to fight aliens.
And Fringy's gonna go, what?
And I'm gonna be like, it's as bad as it sounds. I don't know what to tell you.
and the dialogue is atrocious. It's atrocious. Jake Wolf for $4.99. Thank you. Says, I was so surprised seeing Alien Romulus on broadcast TV less than a year after the release. Also, Covenant and Isolation is way better than Romulus. Isolation, I've heard a lot about the game.
Yeah.
It sounds better than Romulus.
It's the best Alien content we've got post Aliens, I would suppose.
You would think I would know that as such a gamer I am, but I can't play everything. Where are the blonde women in space? Well, they're not in anything made by Kathleen Kennedy or apparently in an Alien franchise. It's got to be a brunette, skinny woman all the fucking time. So thank you, More Adventure. Radioactive actually for $5. Thank you. Said, so how long will it take Disney to retitle the show Undocumented Off-World American Earth? American's Earth.
Well, that's another thing. There's no reason why the aliens couldn't fucking escape the ship. It's wide open. But I guess they just won't.
So yes, so nothing is contained. There is no hazmat. There is a ton of there's biological. There's fucking aliens running around. They're aware of aliens, so it's not like they're not aware of aliens. When somebody said alien, they went, "Oh shit!" But it's not like what aliens exist. So they know aliens exist. So you would think that would be contained by some entity. Now, again, it looks like Earth is controlled by corporations, but those corporations would still act like a government. They would. Doesn't make a lot of sense. So basically, I think I figured out that everybody is retarded on Earth in the alien universe, which would explain a lot.
One of the most consistent elements of all alien stories told post aliens is everyone is a retard.
Yep. Malice D Wildman for $5 says, we can finally see a series where trans kids leave a rich person's island and are well groomed for their mission. Yeah, if there's an allegory there, 100%. When they transition, they use that word. The child whose name I forgot into Wendy, she gets to choose her own name and be whoever she wants to be. It's not heavy-handed yet, but they can certainly play with that. But they put the boys in the boys and the girls in the girls.
Yeah.
My two favorite YouTubers, don't tell Fringy. I'm telling Fringy tomorrow morning. Joey, bag of donuts. I'm going to rat you out. We love Fringy, by the way. Gotta get Fringy on FNT. Someday when I have like 3 hosts out, which happens, I'm just going to have EFAP on. I'm going to do a crossover again. That'd be fun. Having a nice little chat. Thank you both for all you do. Thank you. Thank you for being here. It's very late for MauLer. It's very, very, it's early. And I appreciate MauLer being here. I can't think of another person I wanted to talk to about Alien.
I love me some Alien, and I'm an abused victim of a fan that keeps coming back.
Yes, you are. Corporate incompetence does seem realistic. It does. And you can explain it. Zianhu, through some minor conversations and just visuals, you could explain that this is a bad security team.
Am I crazy, or Alien and Aliens have corporate incompetence? That is corporate, where you get the mistakes and the like inability to bring back. Crew Expendable is a bad result. However, you can buy it.
You guess.
What happens in these things is ridiculous. I don't want to be like, oh, don't worry, everyone's retarded, because retards exist in real life. It's like, guys, come on.
At least if you're gonna send the children in, at least like send like a bunch of people in first and they all get killed, and like it's your last fucking resort, which would take episodes, by the way.
Yeah.
But you brought up just the whole thing of her turning into a hybrid could be an entire season.
Yeah.
Should be an entire season.
Well, we should have gotten. There's so much wasted time in the first half an hour. If you would cut, we don't actually need to see anything on the ship before it crashes. None of it. You can just have it crash, and it's like even more of a mystery. It's like, what happened on that ship? Instead of showing us exactly what happened, so we're like, okay, cut all of that and cut what scenes they actually have of the current protagonist, and replace them with when she is being told that she's going to die, and her brother's with her, and her dad's with her. That could be our first scene. Then we get a full scene of what her dad and her brother mean to her, and they, telling her this and the other. And then the guy comes in. He's like, I've got an offer. And you can see them all reacting to it, what the information means. And then we get another scene of them coming to terms with it. And then she's like, I want to do it. And the dad says, I wanted to do it. And the brother says, don't,
And the mom says, don't, or something like that,
Something like that, yeah. And then so that when she gets it done, we can see who she was and now who she is. And it means something to us as well as the brother.
We have a connection with this character.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Xenomorph Bichake Ali. Bichake Ali. Thank you, TJ Crank, for $2. Yes, it was Alien 9/11. Casbiness for £5 proper money, MauLer. Why does the show believe Wendy is Marcy and not just a copy? That's another thing.
He like, you almost think they're about to do it because he says my sister's dead, and you're like, yeah, and then he's like, unless of course, do you remember what I said when we were 5? And she's like, toe, thumb. Then he goes, all right, you're alive. It's like, what? No,
you're not. It still could. I mean, we haven't. I don't think it's even going to get discussed. What's the nature of consciousness? Is there a soul? Like, is because I think she's dead.
Yeah, no, she is pretty much. She has to have been. How did the transfer work? Let's talk about that more. Because there's Soma is a game. I don't think you're going to be able to play it at any point, but I kind of would love you to, because it explores all of this to hyper depth. And there's a character in it who got copied over. He keeps referring to himself as the original, and it's like, but you're not. And he's like, yeah, I am. And it's like, but you're not. And it's like, I am. You're like, and his POV, of course, is like, but I am. And you're like, well, yeah, I mean, if you have all of the memories and that's all you are anyway, what's the difference? There's a conversation to be had. This show is never going to be doing that. The most it can muster is she human?
Yep.
And the answer is just going to be yes.
It kind of goes back and forth, but it's yes. And they deal with that pretty quick too.
Yeah.
She goes, I am human. Okay. That's been dealt with in the middle of the second episode. All right. Coopster, been a member for 22 months. Thank you. We lived through disco. I hope we live through the crap and get good shows and movies before we get old. I know.
If the 30s are good and the 40s are like amazing or something for film, it is going to be annoying to be like, why did we get saddled with the one decade that had sludge? Yeah. Like, what's that about?
I hope it gets better too, because again, I used to do 5 or 6 of these a year, and it's just gotten less and less as time has gone on. And and I definitely keep doing it if it's a show that actually comes out weekly, especially when it's genre. But yeah, we got to wait for Night of the Seven Kingdoms, which comes out in January. So we'll cover that. No idea when One Piece is coming out. That'll be 1 episode. Gentlemen season 2 will be 1 episode. Yeah. Maybe I'll just start doing Tulsa King. Fuck it. And Landman. Just do normie shows. The cyborg is Captain Hook. The xenomorph is the crocodiles. It even ticks. Yep. Casbiness. Yes. Lots of Peter Pan stuff. The useful cyborg / synths got Data's space aids. Yes. That's right. Data got space aids too.
I guess that works with the hook hand for the cyborg, doesn't it?
Jesus.
Because he's got his Morphe hand. But
yes.
I don't know what
Yeah.
that's supposed to, mean in terms of like how does that make it more meaningful?
Just makes it Peter Pan.
I guess the Xenomorph's got to bite the cyborg's hand at some point.
Mm-hmm. That'll happen. Eric K for $5. Natasha Hendridge is the hottest female alien in film. Fight me. I won't.
I won't.
I agree. You're talking about that's what's her face from Species, right?
Yeah. Species.
Okay. The only one I would say is a runner up. Natasha's still number one. Eric is whoever the hell the chick was in Life Force.
Oh, she actually might be number one.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, Species, by the way, Michael Madsen and Doc Ock in that.
Yes. No, I like Species and I like Life Force. Can't tell you why. They have something in common.
Yeah, some kind of, I think it's the plot.
How do I say this? Hephaestus Rising. Hephaestus Rising. Thank you, MauLer, for 5 Canadian pesos. Thank you. Good sci-fi is dead in modernity. Ian M. Banks needs more recognition. His stories are without temporal constraint, and the sci-fi concepts are peak. And that is Ian M. Banks. I'm going to check that out because I think sci-fi is in a fucking shitty. Well, so is fantasy. Like just literature for men is in a bad. Thank God there's a bunch of books I haven't read. Bunch of just old shit I haven't read. That's what I've been doing. That's what my kid's been doing too. My kid's like just locked in on Elric right now. Boonhound. Elric is awesome. Elric is the shit. Boonhound one for $10, aka Rachel Green. Damn, I already took my Ambien. I'll catch this on replay tomorrow because I know I'm going to crash out soon. LOL. That's not your Ambien kicking in. I was actually talking that fast.
Whoa.
Ambien. Thank you. Careful with that stuff, okay? Walter, I hate it when they do this. The Einstein frog. I hate fucking YouTube for changing these names. God damn YouTube. Yeah. It was hard enough when it was normal. Aryan show, you Blade Runner.
Shitty Blade Runner.
Yep. Casbin is for 5 British pounds proper money. I lost my shit when the cyborg guy escapes protective impact chamber back in the 99% totally undamaged computer room. That's right. Hey, there's scratches on the floor. Yeah. Mother's fine though. Slain Hope for $2. Are there real seats or is it all green screen / volume? It's no, the stuff is real. There's lots of practical. Yeah. Lots of practical effects. They're obviously in volume for the background scenes, but yeah, no IKEA chairs or anything like that. They were, and they probably reused a lot of sets from Romulus. That would be my guess. Armitage Third versus Aliens. Yeah. Slain Hope for $2. The one thing I don't understand isn't the point of the original Alien is that if an alien gets on Earth, it's over for everybody. Nothing. There's nothing they could do.
The logic would be that it would get out, kill a couple people, make some offspring, whatever, and then they're going to spread too fast to be able to wipe out. Obviously, the solution in AVP2 is they nuke the town the aliens are in.
Well, aren't they on? They're on an island, right?
In AVP2?
No. In this show, it's an island.
Oh,
I think it's an island.
Maybe, yeah, but like aliens can swim.
Aliens can swim. Yeah. Never mind. Thank you, though, Andrew. Appreciate the $4.99. TJ Crink for $5. Watching you guys dump on this show reminds me of the Outlaws EFAP, where MauLer had an animation with the Rancor and the Jabba coming to the rescue.
Was that
Good stuff.
It's that speech that Dany gives in season 5 of Game of Thrones, where she says that all the families are on a big wheel and they spin and crush
Yep.
you one by one by one. I see it as it's all the franchises we love. They get a turn on the wheel every spoke, one by one. And this time it's Alien. And
they're going to break the wheel.
Fucking better be. Take your time.
Gozer. Or Gogger. Or Gozer. I'm going to say Gozer.
It's Goga.
It's Goger? Like Gogurt?
Yeah.
Okay. We need more fat blondes in space. Hey, curves a rule. Curves rule, baby. Jose Taco for $1.99. What's up, homie? Set in the same universe as Blade Runner and Avatar. MauLer and I were discussing this. I would love for Blade Runner to be in the same universe as Alien. Absolutely.
Yeah, but they stop at each, like we don't need to include any of this shit.
No.
It's just the originals. That's fine with me.
No, we don't. And like Disney's going to make a Predator Alien verse. They're already like subtly on their way to doing it.
And they'll make one and we'll be like, Paul W.S. Anderson was better.
Yep.
It's going to happen. I swear to God.
Yep. Paul W.S. Anderson will be all, yeah. Thank you, Jose. Chris Lanier says, what the fuck? I had high hopes for this show, and it was a big letdown. They keep digging up the corpse of my favorite franchise only to keep defiling it. If they can't do justice, just let it rest in peace. Oh, they need to suck all the they're you know what Disney is? Disney's that little fucking tick in this show, just sucking the blood out of everything we love.
And by the way, Romulus was successful. It was critically acclaimed. So we're fucked. Alien's fucked.
Yeah, because it had a low budget. And it did well. It did. And we'll get another one.
Yep.
We'll get another midquel. A fucking midquel.
Unbelievable.
That is a real thing.
Midquel.
A midquel. There's a bunch of them. I listed them off in that review. I had to look them up. There's like 6 different. There's a prequel, a sequel, a midquel, a fuck you quel, whatever. In woke space, no one can hear you scream, says Daniel Walker. It has potential to be super. I mean, like, there's a little girl bossy shit. There's potential for allegories, but so much of nothing happened. I can't even call it like that woke, but it's creatively bankrupt. It is slop. It is, MauLer.
Very sloppy, yeah.
It's slop. Good Sean Connery sci-fi western, Outland. Oh, baby, Outland's awesome. I don't know if you've ever seen Outland.
I don't think I have.
Oh, you should. It's Sean Connery sci-fi. It's Outland is fucking awesome. It's like a space cop. Sulaflex 82. Good call on the Outland, by the way. There is a comic book adaptation of that in heavy metal by Jim Steranko. It's within a heavy metal magazine. Good stuff. All right, we're gonna wrap it up there, so Amali can go to bed. It's not AI slop; it's practical slop. Ultra heat seeker.
It's human slop.
It's human slop. It's human slop. What's up, Bubba Hotep? Great fucking movie. Great. Have you seen Bubba Hotep?
I'm almost certain I have, because I remember the front cover of it from my dad's collection. Bubba
Hotep's one of the greatest movies ever made. Because I watched Weapons, so I'm going to take Junior to see Weapons, and then for spooky time, we're going to do basically just Raimi. So we're going to do Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, Ash versus Evil Dead, and then we'll probably throw in Darkman and Drag Me to Hell, and
Multiverse of Madness is a horror movie.
Yeah, no.
It's disgusting. It's horrifying.
No. Weapons was great. MauLer and I at some point are going to have a spoiler discussion about this.
We want to do an EFAP on it, so we could have you on that if you want.
Yeah, I'll come by. Yeah. I want to be on that one. It is that along with F1 are my favorite movies of the year, like for sure. I'm gonna go see F1 in IMAX on Thursday again. I can't wait. Big old fucking IMAX. We could do it on FNT, but MauLer's not going to be there, and MauLer can't, or he would. And I want to kind of save, but yeah, I'll probably do a couple. I'll probably talk a little bit about it with Chris tomorrow because I know Chris liked it. But
it'd be awkward if we do this for Alien Weekly and there is full of episodes as we got today. Because if we did episode 1 last week and we were doing 2 this week, we would have had so little to talk about.
Oh shit! Yeah, and we're gonna have to like watch the episode to see if we're gonna even continue watching it. Like, it's like holy shit!
I'll see it through. I just
let's see it through. We'll see it through. But like, goddamn, I didn't think it would be this bad.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would be this bad, and it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad, and it's technically bad. Like it's edited horribly, bad dialogue, horrible story structure, and no characterization whatsoever. Which is, and we've had this conversation before, but like my favorite type of television is character driven. Like 100%. I could give a fuck about plot if I have good characters to follow. Like Landman, you haven't seen it, but Landman is so good. It's just a guy putting out fires. It's just a guy fixing problems. That's all he's doing. But it's the character interaction that makes that show great. Like absolutely great. Mobland, great character interaction. Fantastic character interaction. So, and when you have a long series like Buffy or Star Trek, even in the mid episodes, I don't give a shit because I care about these characters. That's all and I can look past any plot holes, flaws, whatever. If there's somebody I give a shit that I'm, rooting for or against or whatever, that's the kind of TV I like. I know it sounds 100%, basic, but
we don't even know who Timothy Olyphant is still. He's like an android who's doing the job, I guess.
Such an underused actor.
Yeah.
Such an underused actor. Well, he was great in Deadwood.
Yeah,
and Go, the movie Go, he's fucking great in Go. I love that movie, by the way. Go is fantastic. All right, what are you going to be doing tomorrow? Because you're going to go to sleep.
It's going to be prep because the anniversary is on its way. Week and a half from now. Obviously, 24-hour stream where we'll do all kinds of wacky things. But other than that, I'm just working.
We got that's good. Yeah, me too. I released a video and then nooner tomorrow and hanging out with my kids. Just me and my kid. So we're going to do some father-son stuff. We're going to go look at dinosaur tracks and do all kind of fun shit.
Neat.
Go look at mammoths.
Yeah.
And the Robert E. Howard Museum. Yes.
Hell yeah.
So real quick, we got some more in here. The question is, are there Robococks? Esquire minds want to know. No Robococks yet. Well, no. MauLer, there's lots of. Well, do they have cocks? I don't know if the
alien cocks, but
yeah. I don't know if the children inside of robots are fully functional.
I'm guessing they have to be anatomically correct, right?
She has tits.
Yeah. So I guess so.
Does this show solidify Alien 4 ending as canon, MauLer?
Oh, I guess it. Well, it doesn't do anything for Alien 4 because it's set before it. So you know, this is so for anyone in chat doesn't know, this is set before Alien and after Alien Covenant. It's between those two.
Yep. They got a lot of splaining too. Thank you, Billy D. Shilliams, one of the greatest names out there. Check out Avengers versus Aliens. Is that new Marvel? I have Superman versus Aliens, which is an older book, which is great. Batman versus Predator is an all-timer. Maybe I'll check it out, but I won't buy it from I'll buy it. Maybe I'll get it secondhand. Woke is a garbage talking point. Sue me. I can't. I wouldn't sue you. This is free speech. It was a speech, but
seems like a waste of time to sue over as well.
It would be because like it's I mean, I think a lot of people would like to be over woke, but it's not gone. Just go take a look at the Star Trek trailer. You're going to tell me that isn't woke? You're going to tell me Spartacus, not having Spartacus in it with a black female isn't woke? It's still a talking point. We might not like the talking point, but it's still a fucking talking point. But thank you, Opinion 830. And I won't sue you for speaking your mind. That's fine. Peak sci-fi was Battlestar Galactica and Stargate. Matthew Hammond, you're not wrong. I think peak sci-fi was, it might even have bled into the first couple of seasons of The Expanse, but then 2015, 2016 happened when, I'm sorry, Opinionate, woke came in and fucked everything up.
Don't forget B5.
Babylon 5 is the shit. I rewatch that once a year. And there's like those little one-off episodes are so fucking good. So good.
And Farscape.
And Farscape's amazing. So Farscape is on in multiple languages, and it's running all the time on YouTube. There's a Farscape channel on the live part of Amazon Prime. So you could like watch Farscape for free all the fucking time now, which is great. And I love that these older shows have figured out like we could just stream on YouTube and make more money than we would on a streaming service because you'd make the ad money. Right? So you can watch Farscape right now on YouTube for free. It's brilliant. Matthew Hammond, I'll watch Stargate. I'm getting close, man. I'm getting close because I need to watch something good. MauLer, thank you again. Everybody, thank you again. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for donations. You help keep the lights on. I love doing shit like this, so let's do it again. Hopefully we'll do it with a better show.
Yeah, dude.
And you guys all, thank you for participating, all the lurkers and everything. Have a good night. Ciao.
Goodbye.